Hey guys, it's Nicole with greatestworth.com, and I am here to talk about 5 things that you're wasting money on and you don't even know it. So this week on the blog, I have been talking all about an emergency fund and how to save $1,000 in 6 weeks. I will link to that post in the show notes. Also, I've just thought this would be a really awesome post to do to give you more ideas on how you could actually save the money to put into the emergency fund, and you could get there even quicker. So maybe you could do it in 4 weeks, which would be super awesome. I want to start by saying that everything we do is a choice. And I think you're here because you are ready to start making choices that move you towards these goals of saving an emergency fund or paying off debt, financial goals that you know in your heart that you want to start working on. And so the thing to really remember is that you have a choice in everything you do. And so choosing to put these tips that I'm going to be giving you into action will be up to you. I will give you the tips and then you decide. Okay, so let's dive right in. These are 5 common ways that we are wasting money and we don't even know it. So tip 1, or money waster 1, is bottled water and buying coffee out. So I realize that this can be a touchy subject for some people. People say like, oh, what, $3 at the coffee shop, whatever, that's not a big deal. But the truth is that will add up over time. And so I want to challenge you to even keep track of it for a week and see how many times you just need coffee in the afternoon, and so you stop and get coffee. Or bottled water's the same thing. People tend to buy the bottled water like at the grocery store versus when you're out and about. But either way, my tips, and I will link to all this stuff in the show notes, but we use Klean Kanteen bottles for our water bottles. There are so many awesome water bottles out there right now that you can use. There's no chemicals in them. Use them over and over. The Klean Kanteen ones are pretty much indestructible because they're stainless steel. We've tried to use the glass one before, but we have broken so many of those that didn't really work. And we also use a thermos. Every day I fill up my Klean Kanteen thermos and I put coffee in it, and even I'll stick cream in there at the same time. And come 2 o'clock when I am just like craving some coffee, I have my handy dandy coffee already made up and ready to be drank. So it has saved us so much money from not going out to the coffee shop, even just once a week or twice a week. It's so easy to pop in. I mean, they put coffee shops everywhere now. They're in like all of our grocery stores. So it's so easy to just tack it onto your grocery bill or not think anything of it because it's so readily available. But the truth is, if you stop that for 6 weeks and took all of that money and put it into your emergency fund, you would get there so fast. Okay, money saving tip number 2 are noticing the groceries that you have in your fridge so that they don't go bad. So that was something we used to be really bad at, is we would buy tons of produce and have all these intentions of making such and such dish, and then we never did it because we didn't have a plan. So the tip is to actually make a plan for the week, and I will link to a plan that I have made and you can download for free that has a grocery list attached to it. But basically, make a plan for the week of all the meals that you're going to eat, and then write down a grocery list associated to that, and then only buy the groceries that are on that list. And then notice how much you're saving and take all that extra money and put it into your emergency fund. And if you notice, always work in, we've been doing this lately and it's been really helpful, but always work in a leftover night, because it gives you a chance to even make like omelets with all the extra produce that's in your fridge. Like do something really simple and whip up pasta sauce that has all the extra produce, something that will just use up everything that's already in your fridge so they don't go bad. Money saving tip number 3 are checking in with the memberships that you're currently a part of. So one thing that we try and do regularly during our budget meetings is to go through and see what we're actually spending, automatically spending on. Those memberships that you sign up for, like Netflix or the gym that you're a part of, or Hulu, stuff like that, that is just like automatically taken out of your account, is to notice what you're signed up for. So I would get my bank statements out and credit card statements, whatever you use to automatically pay for things, and go through and notice what is a recurring payment and see if you're actually getting your money's worth with that. So getting your money's worth would be actually going enough times or using it enough that it's paying for itself. So with a gym membership, sometimes you could just like pay per visit or figure out a different way to do it. If you're only going like 3 or 4 times a month, maybe you take a yoga class at a yoga center versus having a gym membership. So that one can really add up when we're not paying attention. It's part of the whole awareness. We just need to know where our money is going and whether or not we want our money to go there. And maybe it is worthwhile for you to have that gym membership. Then I say keep the gym membership and just notice what else is going on, what other recurring payments you have, and see if you can get rid of any of those, slash those out. Number 4 money saving tip is our cell phone plans. This is often a place of just wasted money. And Sam and I figured this out maybe 3 years ago now when we switched to Republic Wireless, and I can link to them in the show notes too. And they are a Wi-Fi phone, a Wi-Fi enabled phone carrier. So basically the phone uses Wi-Fi instead of data whenever there's a Wi-Fi service available. So the benefit of that is there's never like data overages, because that's where the cell phone companies are getting us nowadays, is the data overages that honestly, I mean, cell phones have gotten to the point where we rely on them so much, like we need them when we need them. And so if you're using them for fun and then also needing them when you need them, that data can really rack up the bill. So Republic Wireless was a good choice. I've noted in the show notes why we switched. We recently switched to Project Fi, which is the Google Wi-Fi phone service. So we got Pixel 2s, which are like literally amazing phones. I would say super comparable to the iPhone. And their service plans are so cheap. We pay, at this point, we're paying $35 a month for 2 phones with all the data we need, because it switches in between Wi-Fi and cell service for data. And so whenever we have Wi-Fi, we're using Wi-Fi instead of our data. And then if you don't use the data that you paid for at the beginning of the month, they refund you all that money. So it's a really awesome plan. And right now, because we get refunded so much, we literally pay $35 a month for our 2 awesome cell phone plans. So that is totally something to check out. I've linked to that in the show notes as well. But even if you have you're on Verizon or something, you can always make sure that your phone is connected to the Wi-Fi when there's a Wi-Fi available. All right, number 5 way to save money in a way that we didn't know that we were even wasting money is with cleaning products. So we have been on a natural cleaning product and binge for a while, but the thing is those things can get super expensive. So I had a friend recently introduce me to ways of making my own cleaning products, and I'm going to link to some recipes for you to do, but basically all you need is vinegar and water and some lemon juice or some essential oil, something to just degrease a tiny bit. But vinegar is a powerhouse, and you can get like a gallon of vinegar for like $1, and it will last you a super long time. So if you're up for trying to take some time and make your own concoctions, it probably would take you about 5 minutes. It's not a lot of time or a big commitment. Try it out, see what happens, but you could save a lot of money in the next couple months that you could put towards your emergency fund. So that's it. Those are my 5 ways that you're wasting money that you probably didn't even know. So I just wanted to wrap up by saying once again that you have a choice, and I know that you're here because you're ready to choose a different way and make a different choice than what you're currently making. And of course, that's the way that change happens, is when we choose differently than what we're already doing. So choose to make a little bit of more time in your day to make a meal plan for the week and to make your own cleaning projects, and maybe to research new cell phone plans. It will pay off in the end, and your emergency fund or whatever you're saving for will thank you for it. All right, See you guys later.